I believe Miss Bidu should be logging in as well.
Is Miss Rodriguez on the phone? Is that what it is? No.
I believe she's joined by the Zoom app, but she's connecting to audio. Oh, there she is. She's
I'm
connected.
sorry.
Go ahead and turn on your camera, Miss Rodriguez.
There you go. I'm sorry.
You can leave yourself unmuted.
There. Let me get my light a little bit.
Is somebody else supposed to be on also?
I believe that there's Miss Bidu, and I believe the other party joined by phone is for Attorney Sharma, our default.
Yes, Judge, that is correct. Thank you, Ms. Turner.
You're going to have a default also. Is that correct, Ms. Sharma?
Yes, Judge.
All right. All right. First, we're going to do cause number 2020-56226 in the interest of Adeline Francisco and Aiden Carizales. All parties, please, and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Rodriguez, please identify yourself and what your relationship is to these children.
My name is Anaí Rodriguez, and I am the mother of all 3 children.
All right, and for the state?
Marcella Turner.
Now, the father was present earlier this morning.
That's correct, Your Honor.
The court will note that the father was personally served on November 19th, 2020. At 3214 Penn Street in Houston, Harris County, Texas at 11:40 a.m. He was present earlier this morning and left of his own volition. Will proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the state would like to call Ms. Rodriguez. Ms. Rodriguez, what are the ages of the children before the court? Could you just list them out individually by their names and their age?
Yes, ma'am. Adeline is 6 years old. Francisco is 4 years old, and Aiden is 2 years old.
I'm sorry. And do you recall signing an acknowledgement of paternity for all 3 of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
And to your recollection, Mr. Carizales also signed all 3 of those acknowledgements of paternity. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
And are you asking this court to appoint both you and Mr. Carizales as joint managing conservators regarding these children?
That's fine.
And are you also asking this court to designate you as the conservator who determines the children's primary residence within Harris or any county that touches or outlines Harris County?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any safety concerns with all three of these children having overnight visitation with their father at this time?
No, ma'am, I do not.
And are you asking this court to order a standard possession and access visitation schedule for Mr. Carrizales's purposes or for his use?
No, ma'am.
You're,
Oh, yeah, yes, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I have this written. Yes, ma'am.
you understand what that entails, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how are these children currently covered for medical and dental insurance right now?
They have Medicaid Community Health Choice.
And to your knowledge, does Mr. Carrizales have any other children outside of your three children?
No, ma'am, not that I'm aware of.
And are you asking this court to order cash medical support in the amount of $113 beginning May 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And to your knowledge, is Mr. Carrizales currently employed?
I'm not sure if he's employed
Okay.
at the moment.
Are you asking this court to order current child support in the amount of $308 beginning May 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that that child support amount was calculated based off of the minimum wage presumption. Is that also correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you and Mr. Carrizales ever live together?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
And do you recall the month and year that you stopped living together?
October 2019.
And since that time period, has Mr. Carrizales provided financially for these children?
No, ma'am.
And are you requesting retroactive child support from that time frame up until now?
Yes, please.
Mr. Rodriguez,
And
did you say 2019?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, here, okay, now you're retroactive as it going back to 2016, Ms. Turner.
that's correct, Your Honor. The date goes back to that particular date, September 15th of 2016, but the time period that retroactive child support was calculated for is in fact from October of 2019 up until now, as the parties were living together prior to. But if you would like me to, make that change, I can.
Well, it says it should be ordered for the period 15th September 2016 to 26 April 2021.
Yes, Your Honor, it's just more so of a policy issue that the agency likes for us to do, but I mean, I can change it with no problem on this particular matter.
Yeah, I think it needs to be a little more specific.
Okay, will do. I can make that amendment after the hearing, if the court will allow so.
All right.
Thank you. And during that time period of 2019, when you stopped living together with Mr. Carlos, was he employed at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
And what type of work did he do?
He was a pipeliner.
Okay. And are you asking this court to enter a retroactive child support judgment in the amount of $8,640 as of today's date in order that the payout on that judgment be $125 beginning May 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are not seeking retroactive medical or dental support at that time,
No,
right?
ma'am. No, ma'am.
And do you have any safety concerns with Mr. Carrizales having access to your address?
No, ma'am.
No further questions for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Call your next witness.
The state would like to call Ms. Bidu. Ms. Bidu, could you state your name for the record again and where you currently are employed?
Ms. Tasha Bidu, Child Support Office, Office of the Attorney General.
And how long have you worked in that capacity as a child support officer?
12 years.
And what are some of the duties that you have as a child support officer?
To investigate and report wages for respondents in child support cases.
And did you have an opportunity to investigate and conduct wage information regarding Mr. Carrizales's income during the last quarter of 2019?
Yes.
And what did you find his gross income to be during that month?
$4,000
Quarter, during that last
during
quarter.
that quarter, $4,202.50.
And based off of that amount, what was the guideline child support amount based off of that information?
$1,056.
And for the remaining period of 2020, all the way up until today, did you find that the retroactive child support was based off of the minimum wage presumption?
Yes.
And the total retroactive child support judgment, did you find that that amount was $8,640 for that time period?
Yes.
No further questions for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
You have any questions for her, Mr. Rodriguez?
No, sir.
Hold on a second. It looks like his name is misspelled all the way through.
Really?
His last name is not spelled the same way as the kids because his mom did an error on his birth certificate.
Oh, okay, but it's supposed to be Carizales, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, the court will approve the order with the amendment that, or the correction that I asked for, okay? You'll submit that
Thank you.
order today?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your
May
Honor.
we be excused?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Rodriguez, log back into the other Zoom.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Sharma, you're dealing with the Brown case,
Yes, Judge, I am.
and who's on the line?
Ms. Gilbert, can you unmute yourself? *6 to unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, all parties in cause number 2020-73686 in the interest of Keimer. Brown, please raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Dima Michelle Gilbert, mother.
All right, and for the state? For the state?
Oh, Judge, sorry, it's Attorney Sharma, Kavita Sharma.
All right. Court will note that the non-custodial parent, Father Jeremy Brown, is not present. Mr. Brown was served on December 28th, 2020. And he's not filed an answer. Is that correct, Ms. Sharma?
That is correct, Judge.
And not made an appearance, correct?
Correct.
All right, the court will note that he was served at 7:20 a.m. at 5611 Knightwood Street in Houston, Harris County, Texas. And we'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Judge. May I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
The state would like to call Ms. D. Marichelle Gilbert, please.
All right.
Ms. Gilbert, you have one child here before the court, and when was your child born?
Jan 28, 2011.
What date?
Okay.
What date again?
And do you know?
The
Wait a minute.
28, 10,
October?
28.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right. Thank you.
That was October 20th, 2011, correct? And the day after your child was born, did Mr. Brown sign an acknowledgement of paternity in the hospital?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And from your understanding, he has 2 other children that he provides support to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As far as conservators, you are asking the court to have sole managing conservatorship over your child, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And has Mr. Brown seen your child in the last 9 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Approximately how many times would you say?
About 6 or 7.
6 or 7 times in the last 9 years? Are those on special
Yes, ma'am.
occasions such as birthdays, or is it just a random opportunity that he takes to see the child?
No, it's just random.
And for this reason, you're asking the court to allow you to be the sole managing conservator, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the child will reside with you in Harris and surrounding counties?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Judge, the state passes this witness and would like to call Ms. Natasha Bedu, please.
All right.
Ms. Bedu, can you please state your name for the court?
Natasha Badu,
And where are you employed?
the Office of the Attorney General, Child Support Division.
Okay, and what is the nature and responsibility of your duties as a child support officer?
One of my responsibilities is to calculate child support and report wage information regarding the absent parent.
Okay, have you been able to calculate child support for Mr. Brown in this case?
Yes, using a gross of $4,824.31, giving credit for outside children as well as the Medicaid at 114. His child support would actually be $618 per month.
Okay, and does that also include retro child support?
No, that's just the current child support. The retroactive child support is different,
Okay.
but it's calculated using that same number.
Okay, based on the fact that the wages stayed predominantly the same for Mr. Brown?
That's correct.
And do you have that amount for retro child support?
Yes, the retroactive child support judgment is $3,372.
Okay, and that's
Going
over the
back
last
4
4
years from the
years?
date of filing, 4
Okay.
years from the last date, from the date of filing, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, thank you. No further questions for Ms. Bidu, Judge. I pass the witness.
Ms. Gilbert, do you have any questions of Ms. Badu?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go, Ms. Badu.
Thank you, Judge. And I'd like to call Ms. Gilbert back to the stand. I have one other question for her.
Recall. Okay.
Ms. Gilbert, during the last 9 years of your child being born, has Mr. Brown provided any support outside of the child support to the child, like purchasing diapers or clothes or anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And how is the child covered under health insurance?
Medicaid.
Medicaid? Okay. Thank you. And are you asking the judge to consider child support at $618 a month for Mr. Brown to pay you?
Yes, ma'am.
Beginning May 1. And are you also asking the court to order retroactive child support in the amount of $216?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
no, the retroactive child support judgment is the amount of $33,372 to be paid at the rate of $216.86 a month. Is that what you're asking, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Judge, that's exactly what I'm asking. Thank you for the clarification.
All right.
And,
Go ahead.
and you're asking the court to order that judgment is paid back at $216.86 a month, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you're asking the court to order cash medical reimbursement to the state of $114 a month for the Medicaid?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Judge, I have no further questions. I pass the witness.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Gilbert, you may hang
Judge,
up.
there's another default.
The Bueno case. Who's handling the
Yes.
Bueno case?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, this is called number 2020-59729 in the interest of Anaya Bueno. All parties in this matter, please raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Unmute yourself, Ms. Bueno. You swear, Ms. Bueno?
I swear.
All right, does anybody, I'm sorry, uh, please identify yourself and your relationship to the child, ma'am.
My name is Hope Bueno, and I'm Anaya's mother.
All right, for the state.
Kara Mitchell.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent, Father Juan Arellano, is not present. Mr. Arellano served personally on November 23rd, 2020 at 11:32 a.m. at 611 West Cavalcade Street, apartment 38 in Houston, Harris County, Texas. He's not filed an answer. Is that correct? Or made an appearance?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, then let's proceed by default.
Your Honor, the state would like to call its first witness, Miss Hope Bueno.
All right. Oh, let me also indicate that the father was notified of this Zoom hearing that was set for today by certified mail, which was delivered on March 13th, 2021. All right.
Okay. Miss Bueno, are you the mother of Anaya Hope Bueno?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is Mr. Juan Arellano her father?
Yes.
Okay. Are you currently married to Mr. Arellano?
No, ma'am.
And were you married to Mr. Arellano when Anaya was conceived?
No.
Okay. So how do you know that Mr. Juan Arellano is Anaya's father?
We lived together at the time.
Okay. Now, is there any possibility that anyone else could be her father?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And are you asking the court to establish a parent-child relationship between Ariana and Anaya and Mr. Arellano?
Yes.
Okay. With regard to conservatorship, are you asking for a joint managing conservatorship with Mr. Arellano where you are designated as the managing conservator to designate Anaya's primary residence within Harris County and contiguous counties?
Yes.
Okay. With regard to visitation, are you asking for the standard possession order?
Yes.
Okay. How is Anaya
covered for insurance at this time?
Medicaid.
Okay. Do you know if Mr. Ariano is working right now?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have personal knowledge as to how much Mr. Ariano makes?
Well, from this last time he told me he was making $900 a week.
Okay. What type of work does Mr. Ariano do?
Flooring, like
Okay.
tile and stuff.
Okay. And is he working with his uncle?
Yes.
Okay. So based on his wages, we were able to determine that Mr. Ariano should be paying you $620 a month for child support. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And actually, let me just go back. Do you know whether or not Mr. Ariano has other children?
He does not.
Okay. And so going back to the child support, are you asking this court to order that Mr. Ariano pay you $620 a month for child support starting May the 1st and every month thereafter for child support?
Yes.
Okay. We also were able to determine that Mr. Ariano should pay $176 for cash medical support. Is that correct?
Yes.
And are you asking that this court order that Mr. Ariano pay cash medical support in the amount of $176 starting May the 1st and every month thereafter?
Yes.
Okay. Has Mr. Ariano given you any money for this child in the past for support?
Yes, he started about maybe 8 months ago.
Okay. And so are you asking for any type of retro child support on this case? Back child support?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you're not asking for any medical or dental retro support either. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any type of safety concerns with regard to your address being listed in this order?
Yes.
Okay. What are those concerns?
When he's drunk, he used to come by my house all the time. So ever since I moved, I don't want him coming back to my house and calling slurs at me and making a big scene while my daughters are here.
Okay. And are you asking the court to grant a non-disclosure where your address will not be listed in this order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you also asking that Mr. Ariano be ordered to pay court costs on or before June the 26th of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you believe this order is in the best interest of your child?
Of course, yes.
Okay. And are you asking the court to grant this default judgment?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I have no further questions of this witness, and I pass the witness.
Well, if he not going to know the address of where she lives, where these children are going to be.
I'm sorry.
All
I
right.
did miss that part. So with regard to the pickup and drop off for visitation, Bueno, are you asking the court to set pickup and drop off at La Chingada Tacos and Tequila, which is located at 1402 Northwood Street, Houston, Texas 77009?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I have no further witness. No further questions of this witness.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. May